Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. I'm in my kitchen, and today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about two subjects: variety on carnivore, and I thought it would be interesting for me to actually calculate how much I spend every month on food. These are two questions a lot of people ask. The misconception is that carnivore is undoable because it's way too expensive. I'm going to try to disprove that today. And I'm going to talk about variety. Because even though I don't go after a lot of variety, I'm very happy with the foods I eat. I do add in, once or twice a week, something a little different. And maybe that's why I'm just so happy mainly eating bacon and eggs and beef of some kind every day. Went to Sam's Club this morning. I'm going to show you what I got. We'll talk about what it costs. I'm going to try to break this down into an average cost per meal. And I eat 2 meals a day. And we'll add it all up. Also, a lot of the things that I buy, I've made recipe videos about. So I'm going to put links down in the show notes to all of my videos on how I cook a lot of these different foods that I have occasionally, as opposed to recipes about how to make bacon, eggs, and ground beef or steak. So let's take a look at what I shopped for this morning and what I got in my refrigerator and what my plans are for the next few days as far as eating. Okay, let's go over to the refrigerator here and see what I've got. Normally my refrigerator isn't this full, but I've got the stuff I bought this morning and some stuff I had prepped from before. From before, I have this ribeye steak over here that I'm going to dry brine later today, leave it in the fridge overnight, and eat that tomorrow. Today, I bought for the first time some of this Wagyu ground beef from Sam's Club because I had some from Costco at my daughter's over the weekend, and it was the best ground beef I ever tasted. It cost $2 a pound more. This was $17 and change for 3 pounds of this ground beef. It comes in a 3-pack, and I thought I'd give it a try. One of the nice things about it is the use-by date is weeks away. So if I buy these things 3 or even 6 at a time, I probably don't ever have to freeze them. I can just put them in the refrigerator. They're vacuum sealed that well. The cost, each one of these pound packages will make a meal for me. The cost is $6 a pound. So that's $6 for one of the meals that I eat in a day. Now, since I normally eat bacon and eggs, my total cost for 5 eggs and a half a pound of bacon is $5 tops. So if I were to eat the bacon and eggs, and if I was to eat a pound of this Wagyu as my second meal, I would be under $12 a day total for my food. That would be on the normal day. Okay, right next to it, I bought some of these black tiger shrimp, which I like to make fried in bacon grease with the panko pork rind coating on them. They're delicious. So what I got here, and I found some marked down this morning, they were $16, and there's 2 pounds. So that's $8 or $9 a pound, and 1 pound of these is a meal. So if I were to substitute the shrimp, maybe one day a week, for the beef, be a couple dollars more. So at most, a cost for that day would be $13. I also like to have chicken wings probably once a week, so I buy these big packages of chicken wings. And there's enough in here for 3 meals, and these cost $15. So if I make a meal out of these chicken wings, I've got a $5 meal. So we've got a $5 meal. Let's be generous and call it a $9 meal with the shrimp. We've got a $6 meal with the beef. And the only thing that might cost more would be these ribeyes. This particular ribeye weighs 20.3 ounces, 1 pound, 4 ounces. I bought a ton of these for $6.99 a pound when Publix has their big sales, and froze them. This one, it goes back to April of last year. I've got a freezer full of this stuff. I've actually stopped buying steaks for a while because I need to start eating some of these. This represents about the oldest one that I had in the freezer. So the total cost for this steak was less than $10. So I eat steak 3 days out of the week. So on those 3 days, even if I had the steak and the shrimp, my total cost would be less than $20. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen very often. Down here in this container, I've got 3 of the racks of ribs that I cooked the other day. And each one of those is a meal. The total cost for each one of those racks was about $5. So that's another inexpensive meal. So you're beginning to see the trend here. On the cheapest days that I eat, I will spend maybe $10 a day. On the most expensive days, if I ate the most expensive combinations of food, I would probably spend under $20, but that almost never happens. So I'm going to calculate what I think is the average cost of meals for me, and then multiply it times 30 for 30 days, and we'll come up with a figure. And I'll let you know towards the end of this video how much I spend on the average month for food to eat what is unquestionably the finest, healthiest diet known to humans. I always keep a big stock of eggs. These eggs are the pasture-raised eggs from Sam's. They cost less than $5 for 18 eggs. If I eat 6 of those, that's less than $2 for the eggs. The bacon I buy is the Wright's bacon, comes in 2-pound packages. This bacon is $16 for 4 pounds, that's $4 a pound. If I eat a quarter pound of a half a pound of this every day, my cost for the bacon is only a few dollars, if that much maximum. So my bacon and eggs meal that I eat every day actually doesn't cost me $4. For breakfast, call it breakfast, and my second meal, if I spend at most $11 on an average day, on the days that I don't eat shrimp or steak, $11 a day over the course of a month is $330 a month. Now compare that with the average American diet. 1 or 2 nights a week, you get a pizza delivered, $20. And that's just one meal. You stop at the convenience store or Starbucks, $10. The junk that you buy, a bag of chips, $3, $4, $5, some of them. I think the average person, not on a carnivore diet, shopping and cooking like I do, is going to be spending $600 to $1,000 a month on food, which is absurd. So for a little more than $300 a month, you can eat the best food Eat more than enough to satisfy your hunger. Be healthy. There is nothing like this. This is my pantry. And that's it. Pork rinds, salt, some more salt, some leftover bottles of olive oil that I never use anymore, tuna, which I sometimes make tuna cakes, salmon, the farm-raised wild caught, wild pink salmon that I buy, that I make my salmon cakes with, and the sardines and the anchovies, which are about $1 a tin, that I use maybe once a week in one of my omelets instead of bacon. None of that actually throws the budget for this diet over what we've already talked about. And that's all there is to it. Check out the show notes below for a list of the videos where I show my recipes cooking these different kinds of foods. Watch them if you like. Check out my website at oldguycarnivore.com on the Stuff I Use page for a list of Amazon links to all of the stuff I use to do the carnivore diet, from the supplements to the food pantry items to even the cameras and exercise equipment that I use. And if you think you might want to buy some of this stuff, use my links. I appreciate that. That's all there is to it. It's just that easy. And with all those other things that I talked about, with the shrimp, with the salmon, with the sardines, with an occasional treat of a pound of crab meat, if I were to spend $350 at the highest per month on food to feed me, it's incredible. It is the cheapest and most inexpensive way that any of us will ever eat and experience the benefits and the great health of eating what we're supposed to be eating. Think about that and take the rest of the day off and eat meat.